The surgery went well. I would just spend about 45 minutes to an hour with his family. He's not out of recovery yet. I was hoping to see him. Never got to see him. He's sleepy. But the surgery went well, and I think that's the important thing.
How long will you guys mentioned in the release that it's 6 to 9 months. What kind of timetable do you guys see? He kind of rushed it back a little bit this time.
I think it really depends on him. He'll be able to do some things probably after 5 months.
Okay.
We'll go really slow with him. Obviously, in 5 months, we're not going to be doing much. So we'll go real slow with him, and then expect a full recovery by next season.
In retrospect, did he maybe come back a little too soon, rush it a little bit, you think?
I don't think so. I think he did exactly what he wanted to do. The other surgery went well, and it felt good. This was obviously discomforting to him. I think he knew at some point it was going to have to be done. The question was, would it be done now or would it be done later? And he clearly made the right decision to do it now.
But he should get a summertime conditioning then, right? When he get back for...
Yeah, I mean, he'll have plenty of time to get conditioned.
Yeah.
You clearly knew this was a distinct possibility, I mean, back in October. What was sort of your approach to guiding this team to this point where you've got now this roster for the rest of the way?
Well, I think the important thing was to manage him properly. In the beginning, it was we're going to bring him along slowly and see how he felt and see what he wanted to accomplish. Once it became evident that he could be effective, I moved him back into the starting lineup. And really was critical, especially when we lost Jack. And he was very comfortable in that role and wanted to play. But I think the next phase is to try to get Joe Toussaint ready and Bakari Evelyn in the backcourt, and then, obviously Kriener and Cordell and Riley Till. So, Riley Till got some minutes against Syracuse. Joe's been playing a lot. Bakari's playing more and more. And Cordell's getting there. But Kriener's been spectacular, and he's going to have to be the rest of the year.
Jordan mentioned trying to bring the young guards along, planning for this, to possibly be a possibility. What have you seen, I guess, out of his kind of mentorship with the young guys?
Well, he's been great with Joe. Remember, Bakari's not a young guy. He's just a new guy. Joe's the one that has really, I think, responded to Jordan, to CJ, to Connor, to Joe Wieskamp in a really positive way. And he recognizes that he's going to have to step up. And he's going to get a lot more playing time, a lot more opportunity. And he's ready for it.
You plan to stick with that 4-guard starting lineup?
There's a good chance, and there's a good chance I might go big. We're working on both. Sometimes it may be a function of who we're playing, how big they are, if they go small, if they go big. And a lot of times throughout the course of the game, you make the change. And in particular, as you come down the stretch in a particular game, do we really need to have 2 bigs out there?
This is the end of the 7-game stretch that we all talked about when it began. What are your thoughts on, 6/7 of it?
I think it was a great challenge. We knew it would be. I think our guys handled it with a tremendous amount of maturity, very professional in their approach. We didn't anticipate being banged up and getting some guys hurt. But the critical thing then is you have a group of guys that are willing to understand that, okay, next guy has to step up and be effective. To a man, they've all been that. They're a group that takes a very business-like approach in practice, in meetings, on the road. We performed well on the road. And that's a result of the business-like approach I'm talking about. And we'll need more of that this weekend.
What do you see from Cincinnati? You just played them in March or whatever.
Yeah, different team, different coach. Some of the same guys. Obviously, you have the player of the year coming back and Jaron Cumberland, but they've got some transfers, some grad transfers. Really, I thought were impressive last night. I mean, I thought they played an excellent game at Ohio State to start the season. They've had some other really good ones. But last night, in front of a sellout crowd, to beat Tennessee the way they did was very impressive. And I think you're looking at a team now that's figured out their 8 to 9 man rotation, and they've got a lot of guys playing well. It's not just 1 or 2.
Fran, Jordan made a lot of big shots for you. Now, is this going to be more of a group effort thing playing that role lately, or do you have in mind players that you think will be glad to step up and play that role?
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a lot of different people at different times, and I think we have a number of guys that are capable of doing that.
What sort of work were you able to get in this week with finals?
The typical conditioning. You work on pretty much all phases when you're in finals week. Set offense, motion offense, your defenses, your press offense, out of bounds plays, your zones, get a lot of shots up, get them in, get them out.
With the bench getting a little thinner, is there any chance Patrick comes back this season?
It doesn't look like that right now, but it's always a possibility.
There's a cutoff on that, right? Does it have to be in the first half of the season?
Yeah.
He'd have to come out. Okay.
Probably see a lot more of Joe Toussaint and Connor playing together, I would assume, going
We could.
forward. Yeah.
That, and as I said, Bakari, and then, Kriener. Kriener's a guy that's going to obviously have an expanded role, and he should. He's earned that. He's a leader, he's a senior, but he's also a guy that can score and has been really productive in big games.
And he seems like he could benefit. I mean, obviously defenses are going to be all over Lucca.
Yeah.
With his ability to shoot, how big is that?
Yeah, he not only can he shoot, he can score inside. So you have another low post scorer who can stretch the floor. He's a good screener. He is really smart, so he knows exactly what we want, where to go. And he's another guy that, even though he's a big guy, can help Joe Toussaint when he's on the floor, because he's a guy that everybody listens to.
The fact that he's a senior too, do you think that helps, or do you think there's too much made of that, Kriener? I mean,
No, I think it's a great point. He is a senior that really understands it. Really one of the smarter guys I've coached over the years. He's a thinker, but he doesn't think so much that it bogs him down. He's able to make plays, and he's fearless. And a lot of great qualities in Ryan Kriener.
When we last left Lucca, he was missing a tooth or had one pushed back. He said he might need oral surgery. I guess what was the result of that? Did he have to have surgery, or is there any impact there?
I haven't had surgery yet.
Okay.
He looks fine to me.
Okay. But, I mean, without Jordan, obviously, there's a late game option you're not going to have anymore, at least the rest of the season. How do you replace, I guess, that part of his game, what he gives you late in games when you need to protect a lead?
Well, somebody's going to step in and have to fulfill that role, but maybe it's different. There's other things we can run. We've got a lot of guys that can make shots on this team, and others will have that opportunity.
I'm guessing that not 100% of players would come back from the couple of things that have happened to Garza during games. What is it about him? What's in him that you can come back?
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Mike. I mean, you either have that in you or you don't. With him, it's never a thought that he wouldn't come back in. Others, are going to go out and stay out. Truthful, in both cases, I'm not sure anybody would have blamed Lucca. I said, I don't know many guys that get their lip stitched back together without any pain medication. That's a different kind of person right there. Because if they did do pain medication, he wouldn't have been able to come back. So he said, just stitch it up, go ahead. Just went ahead and did it. The whole tooth thing, that's painful when it goes up into your gum like that. And he was chomping at the bit to get back in there, and I put him back in. That's what I'm going to do. He wants to go back in, he's going to go back in. Fix his tooth later.
Have you ever seen a guy make a leap from one year to the next like he did so far this year? I mean, from 13 points a game to 22. And
I think with him, I mean, he came here as an impact. I mean, he was an impact player right away. He's phenomenal. You get into your junior year and you have an expanded role. Cook's not there. I don't think it's that surprising. I mean, I expected him to do it. He expected to do it himself. He prepared for it. He wanted the challenge. And I think anybody that knows him in any way is thrilled for him because they see how hard he worked to get there.
is there any more he can give you?
Oh, yeah. And I think the challenge for him will be to do it every night against teams that are focused on stopping him. And that's not easy.
Take one or two more if you got it.